My name is Michelle Ray. I'm from the School of Textiles down in the Borders, and I am currently an approved teacher and teaching down in the Borders for the design students. So today I'm going to talk about plagiarism and what exactly it is, and give you a bit of background. And I'm going to set you an interactive challenge all the way through this presentation, keep you interested. So, can you, as we go through the presentation, have a look and see if you can spot anything that I have plagiarised? And we'll talk about it at the end of this presentation. Keep you awake. So, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is using others' ideas and words without clearly acknowledging the source of that information. So essentially, as the little diagram shows, it's intellectual theft. It's stealing someone else's work. And here is another example of an extract of Hamlet. And essentially it was written by William Shakespeare, as we all know. And we score it in his name, and we stick in our name. That is intellectual theft. I work with design students, you've got to show visuals all the time. What is plagiarising then? Let's drill down a bit more. Plagiarising is not using quotation marks when taking text or speech word for word. So exactly word for word. Copying and pasting off the internet directly into your work. Using another person's ideas, analysis, so that includes statistics, charts, graphs, tables, or their interpretation or opinion is also plagiarism, taking their ideas. Also using a paper mill or a cheat site, so actually going onto the internet you can find documents on anything now and taking someone else's work and just submitting it as your own. But also you have to be very careful not to submit an old piece of work that you've already submitted in previous years. That's plagiarising your own work. So, how big an issue is plagiarism? In the UK, 5 million essays go through Turnitin, the software for detecting plagiarism. And in 2005, 8% of these essays had over 75% unoriginal work, which is quite incredible. And this has gone down because universities are using Turnitin much more, and students are also a bit more switched on to it. And in 2012, the statistics have dropped to 3%, but 3% was still 75% unoriginal work is still an awful lot of students plagiarising work. And the biggest issue is paraphrasing. And my question to you is, why do you think plagiarising is such a big issue in universities today?
Make research more effective?
It makes research more effective.
No, if you don't plagiarize.
If you don't plagiarise. I think personally plagiarising is part of the internet, the availability of information. We maybe download information and don't realise. We don't reference it at the time, and then we use the information without really understanding what we're doing. So let's go on a little bit to understand what paraphrasing is. Paraphrasing is where you put it in your own words. So it's okay to take someone else's ideas, their statistical analysis, their whatever it is, because we essentially are having an intellectual dialogue. That's what we're doing when we're using other people's information. Words cannot be plagiarised. Everybody can use any word they want to use. It's the accumulation and the mixture of words that we put together. Paraphrasing still requires referencing when you're using someone else's ideas. So even if you take someone else's statistics, you need to reference it. Someone else did that work. Someone else did those calculations and worked out, and you're just lifting it. You need to give them the recognition. And it's interesting, if it is common knowledge, you don't need to cite it. So the Eiffel Tower is in Paris. It's common knowledge, we don't need to reference that kind of information. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, here's a possible paraphrase for you. Rome is an engaging city with vibrant ambience and an exhilarating pace. It is on the foremost tourist destinations in the world. So this is something that you read and you would like to say this back in your own work. This is a way of paraphrasing this. One of the most popular places in the world to visit is Rome. People love to visit because it is exciting and interesting. So most popular comes from the foremost tourist destinations. They love to visit, it's exciting and interesting, comes from your exhilarating and your ambience. So I'm not using any of the words, but I'm getting the idea across.
What do you do with engaging in the city?
An engaging city, we don't have to completely take everything, do you?
But don't you think with the last sentence it changes meaning a little bit? Because paraphrasing needs to have
The same
the
meaning.
same meaning.
Yeah,
So Rome is an engaging city
yeah.
with vibrant ambience. So stress is probably on engaging city rather than. So that's the other aspect. So.
Personal opinion. But then you also have to put your ideas into your work too, right? So you can take other people's ideas and reference this, but then add your own ideas and your own opinions to your work, essentially.
Yeah, but then I would say it's not paraphrasing.
Okay. Thanks. You're really helpful. Why is it important? It's considered a serious violation in universities, and in the US it is an illegal act. It's a criminal offence to plagiarise. How do we prevent it? Using Turnitin in a clever manner. You can, as a student, go to Turnitin and look at your percentage summary that tells you how similar your work is. Also for lecturers to use Turnitin. I find it very difficult to use Turnitin as I work with design students, and a lot of their work is kind of design based, and it's hard to get them always to put it through a computer system. SQ3R is a tool that's given to PhD students if you do some training that we just got the other day. And this is a method of surveying, questioning, reading